Oh.
Hello everyone, my name is John, and this is my Scholarly Papers presentation. My topic is effective way to practice English speaking skills for Asian students by using a smartphone. In this presentation, I would like to share some useful technique and some useful information to you as well. So, give me some. Thank you. Okay, this is the outline for my Scholarly paper. First, as you can see, it's abstract and introduction, and literature review, which I review some theories and definitions, and the method that tells people how I collect the data, and the research part. And I analyze the data and the result for the research part, and discussion, which includes my suggestion and recommendation. And I also tell readers that what are limitations in this paper. And at the end of this paper, I also provide some ideas for further study to people, and then conclusion. Actually, there are so many information and data and results that I would like to share with you guys, but the time is limited, so today I will just focus on the introduction, discussion, and conclusion. And especially the discussion. I think that's the most important part for this paper, so I will just focus on it and share that with you. First of all, I would like to explain what my motivation is, why I want to study this topic. That's because the smartphone has become an instrument for studying English. You probably can think about listening, reading, and even writing. But there are just little research talk about how to use smartphone to practice English speaking skill. That's mainly why I want to focus on this topic. And this paper, I divide students into two groups. They have different personality, background information, and also have different desire to speak English. So they probably need different suggestions. According to the finding, like I mentioned before, I divide students into Group A and Group B. The biggest difference is that people in Group A, they have higher desire to use a smartphone to practice English speaking skill, while people in Group B, they have lower desire to do so. That's also why they probably need different suggestions, because the information of Group A and Group B is totally different. Okay, first part is Group A. Those people would like to speak English in front of strangers or in, let's say, public areas. So there are some suggestions designed for those people. As you can see, first is APPs. Just see this picture, for example. Excuse me. This software will show you a vocabulary on screen, and you press the speak button and then speak that. After you speak that, the system will analyze your pronunciation, intonation, and even stress to see if you say that correctly. This is actually a good way to practice speaking skills because it's not a human being. It cannot guess what you say. The only way it can understand you is that you speak the word correctly and clearly. And also you can realize if you do that well or not by seeing the score here. If you do it well, if you do it correct, you will get one score. If you don't, just don't. And also you can use interactive app such as Siri for iPhone. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a phone call.
Hey John, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, but you know what? I'm in a presentation right now.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. How about this? I call you back later, okay?
Okay, good luck.
Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry about this. Let's go back here. Interactive app simply means you can talk to him or her. It basically means the smartphone or the robot. Like I just did, I talked to her. That was my friend, Miss Google. Also, you can use Messenger to send voicemails or free call, make a free call to your friend. In this case, that says, American friends. For example, you are an international student and you study in ERI department costume unit. When you go back to your country, how are you gonna contact with those American friends here? You can probably make a phone call, you can probably write an email, you can probably use text message. That's totally fine, but there's a better way that you use your cell phone to call him or her. through free messages. There are so many. For example, it's not about commercial, but for example, Skype, MSN, Yahoo, this kind of thing, you can make a free call. And whenever you hang out with your American friends, for example, you need to speak English, right? And also you can practice your listening skills. And another important thing is that you can keep the relationship longer. So this method is kind of a stone kills two birds. So no, 3 birds. A lot of birds anyway. So why not? And also, in Asian country, there are more and more students that want to have an English tutor. But actually, tutor is just like a basic, let's say regular class. You cannot make it any time or anywhere. However, if you use a smartphone, you can probably make it possible. There's a case I want to show you a little bit so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Hi, John. How are you today? I'm going to tell you that there's a typhoon coming up soon, so it's really dangerous out there. Tonight, I want you to just stay home and watch this video. Tonight, we are going to talk about vowels, so please be ready, take your pen and notebook. Let's get started.
So see, no matter how strong the typhoon is, it doesn't matter if it runs cats and dogs out there or not. You still can attend your class with your English teacher or English tutor if you have a smartphone. And the second part is for Group B. Group B, those people are usually shy to speak English in front of strangers or speak English in public areas. So there are some suggestions designed for them as well. We can see the first point, based on the theory that listening to English all the time can probably help learners to improve their English speaking skills as well. So those people can simply just do this kind of activity. For example, while you are driving, you don't have to speak. You can just listen to Dr. Brock, Dr. Nilsson, Ms. Steve. So more you listen to it, you will get more familiar with English. So next time when you open your mouth to speak, you will probably improve your English speaking skill as well. Also, you can use the recorder in your cell phone. This way, first, you need to choose the proper material to listen to, and then pick up some sentences which you like, and try to repeat after that. While you are repeating that, you record your voice. And whenever you have time, you just listen to the both part. First, you listen to the material, and second, you listen to your own voice or let's say your speech. More you listen to it, you will realize or understand what's the problem and what's the differences between the correct pronunciation and your pronunciation. And next time when you are ready to speak, when you are ready to open your mouth, you can understand the problem and focus on it and correct by yourself. And also you can just watch a video to see how to move your mouth correctly. Let's take this picture for example. It's a TH sound. You don't have to make the sound, but you can try to imitate that. You can try to move your tongue between upper teeth and lower teeth to try to make the mouth movement correct. More you practice, easier your mouth get used to it. Okay, and the conclusion for this study is about Asian students, they have a strong desire to speak English, but they don't probably have time to do it. That's really true, especially for Asian people. They work until late every day and even work in weekend. But I personally believe that people still have some spare time or leisure time that they can use that wisely. For example, while you are taking bus to work, while you are taking subway to home, yes, at the time you cannot attend any school, any class. But if you use cell phone, do you still think that is impossible? Impossible is nothing if you really want to do it. So finally, I also want to recommend English teachers that you can consider to use this kind of technique, this kind of teaching method to help your student learn more, practice speaking skill more at any time and anywhere. above is my presentation. Thank you.
Is there a question for John?
Yes.
I want to ask, okay, since you talk about a smartphone, but I would think, a phone is a phone. How would you compare a phone, to a real friend, you can learn English from? So how would you think, which way is easier for you to learn? Like, to learn from a real friend, a person, or just a smartphone?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, it can be both.
Mm-hmm.
You can use smartphone as a tool, and you call your friend, that's a real person.
Okay.
It can be a tool, but you can also talk to the robot that is artificial. But sometimes when you use this method, it's because you don't have the opportunity to talk to a real human being. So you use that. It means use your time wisely. So it can be both.
Thank you.
John, in Taiwan, how expensive is like data? If you have a smartphone and you downloading data or using it, is it reasonable or?
Some of the
kind of
APPs,
prices?
they are free. But yeah, it can be further studied, research in other fields. They can probably, based on this study, and develop more APPs. I think that would be more beautiful. Some useful thing probably cost just a little bit less expensive, but most of them are free.
How about just the phone service though? How much, is it more expensive there than here?
If
If you have like a smartphone, do you know?
Monthly service?
how much is here? Like 3G
$50,
service.
I
$50
guess
would
that's
be the cheapest, yeah, a month.
$30.
In Taiwan, that's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
3G service is like 30 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good job, thank you very much.
Thank you.